So this is line 2. This is our second row of the project. And what we're going to be looking at right here is we got a nice little avocado, which isn't so little anymore. That guy's going to be fruiting for us this year. Here's a new planting that we just did. This is a baby durian. The king of fruit right here. This is a nice cacao. And we're also using a lot of coleus. This is one of my favorite plants to use right here, coleus. And I use it as a living mulch. So this is actually a really good example of a guild for us. We have the comfreys in the front, coleus under the tree, fruit tree in the middle. Weeds aren't able to get into it. And that's what we're trying to go for. We're trying to go for making guilds here that we don't have to maintenance much. So this is a good example. We got another durian back here. Over here we have Pheasant Wood. This is one of my favorite trees. It's not a fruit tree. This is a hardwood tree. Beautiful, beautiful leaves. I really like it as a just kind of as an ornamental here. I like the leaf structure, and it's just something different that I know we could utilize for wood in the future. It's also creating nitrogen for us. We could also use this as a trellis too. As time passes, we could chop it into a good trellis shape. Over here, we got a new planting, and this is the acai palm. So we've been chopping down some papayas. Everything has a lifespan in here, and papayas are one of the things that has the shortest lifespan. We give them about 4 to 5 years, and then we start cutting them down. As you can see, they're hollow. And once they get too old, they usually get too tall, and we can't access them as easy. So we just chop them down, we use them as mulch for the other trees, and replant new ones. All right, over here we have a little black pepper. I think we have a few black peppers in this row. And you can see this is a good example here in this line. Over here in the beds, we have our fruit trees. So we have an avocado, soursop, orange, soursop, avocado, and all these are all fruit trees. And then we have our beds in between that we're putting our more succulent little plants. And then this whole berm over here is all of our support species trees. So this is Glaracidia, we got pigeon pea, and then these are Suspania trees that we've been cutting out and turning to mulch. All right, well, let's see what else we have. What is this guy? Bakupari. Beautiful Bakupari. That's a new planting for us. And over here we have some of these beds that we've made from a while ago. Slowly we've been putting in massive amounts of wood chips. And this wood chips, this is pretty much a bank for fertility and also for moisture. As you can see, I just scratched down in this less than a half an inch, and this mulch is completely wet and saturated. So this is where fertility comes from. Is from just the slow decomposition of trees and organic matter. So the trees in these beds are extremely happy. And we've also been planting taro in here. And now, if you see all of our different taro plantings, they're all unique. Every one of these plantings are a different variety of kalo. Our brother Paul Massey is a fantastic steward of the seeds, and he had a massive collection of that he's been putting together of different varieties of taro. And we've been planting them out here in the forest. So every one of these little collections, we pretty much put them in groups of 2 or 3, and now they're starting to throw out keikis. So all these new keikis are extremely valuable planting material for our community. Look at these guys, man, citrus blooms. There's not much better of a smell than that. This, my friends, is poha berry, which is in the tomato and tomatillo family. Cute little berries here, check these out. They kind of look like little lanterns, and then you pop them open and these little tiny berries inside. Now this guy is definitely not quite where you'd want it as far as eating, but they're good. They're kind of like little sweet tomatillo snacks. Cute little flowers over here. You can definitely tell that they're in the tomato family. And this guy has been kind of overgrown by the forest, and as we've been chopping this place up, it's been getting more light. How does that one look, huh? That was actually, wow. That was really good. That was surprisingly good. I haven't had one that flavorful. Here's another, let's see. These guys look a little old though. Oh, that's what we're looking for. All right. I've been totally missing out on these. Those are actually a lot better than I remember. This thing has been underneath a lot of trees over the last few years and has never produced fruit to the sense like that I've seen. But now, since I know that they're here, we're gonna be doing more of these. I think I might have one more. Oh, check it out. I might have gotten hit by a bird, but I'm going for it. Okay, let me try to explain what's happening. It has the sweetness. Man, that's really good. It kind of tastes kind of like a starburst. I would say a starburst in a tiny tomatillo is the best way I could put it, but extremely sweet and fantastic. This is poha berry. So we have chayotes in here. I'm actually pretty excited about these chayotes. They grow extremely abundant here in Hawaii. This cultivar is a much more rounded cultivar and doesn't have a lot of the ridges, so they're easier to clean. What I've been using the chayote for is pickling. I make a banging ass kimchi out of these. It's so good, and I mean, they produce such amount of food that if you could find a good way to utilize them, then they're gold. And you can see down here, the chayote is an interesting thing. This is a squash. Now this right here is the squash and it's the seed. It has one big seed inside, and you plant the whole entire thing and you get a plant out of it. So it's an interesting plant. You can eat the root, you can eat the shoots, and you can also eat the fruits. Here we have a bigger cacao, and this guy was also covered with a lot of trees not too long ago, but we liberated it. Now it has plenty of light, plenty of space to sprawl out. Might need a little trimming. This is a big ape. This is a big taro, relative of taro. This guy also is edible, but just not as good as the taro. So we kind of have it here more as a space filler and as a good piece of propagation material, because this is a gorgeous plant. And if you're hungry enough, you could eat it. This is another one that we just put in. This is called the peach palm. It's a clumping palm that has an edible heart. So whenever this guy gets of age, we could chop down one of the stalks and actually eat the center of the palm like you would a regular palm. But since it's clumping, it's not gonna kill it. It's gonna throw shoot after shoot after shoot, and you could still harvest these. These are some more of our bigger beds. We have another citrus in here, heavy amounts of mulching. We have a little sugar apple down here. Red sugar apple, which is great. We don't have one of these in here yet. So here's a little sugar apple. Another soursop. Nice clump of bananas back here. And the extent of it, that's row 2. This place is looking so good. I'm stoked to share it with you guys. Let's go look at row 3.